I'll be making my blouse from a traced off front and back bodice pattern. I did a marking of 1 inch away from the neckline and 3 inches below it. Then I connect the 2 points with a straight line. I marked 1 inch away from the shoulder end and I used a French cuff to redraw the armhole. I'll be making a marking at the middle of the shoulder, end of it, and midway the armhole. I folded my tape roll to find the shoulder midpoint. I marked the end of the shoulder and the middle of the armhole. I then connected all of my marked points to the center front of the pattern. Then I cut all of the lines I created and did another cutting from the opposite side. That way the opening is easier. I measured the opening, taped down the opposite side, and inserted paper to fill in the open space. And I redrew my center front. At the top of the neckline, I came in about 2 inches and connect it to the center front, and I cut out the front pattern. For the back pattern, I brought in the front pattern to mark the front shoulder points to the back. Then I connect the new shoulder to the armhole and redrew the neckline and cut it out. I laid out my front and back pattern on the straight grain of the fabric and added 5/8 inch allowance all around the pattern. Using the width of my ruler and the fabric folded on bias, I cut out several fabric strips. Before the sewing, I created my bias from the cut out strips by folding in 1/4 inch on both sides and pressing it down. I matched and pinned my fabric with right side facing and making a sewing of about 1/4 inch. I laid out the sewn seam, pressed it and trimmed off some excess. I then folded the fabric wrong side, pinned it and sewed it using 3/8 inch allowance. I trimmed off some peaking excess and pressed the seam. I then applied the bias binding to the neckline, pinned it through. I sewed it using 1/4 inch, and after the sewing, I folded the rest of the bias binding and pinned it all through, pressed it down, and stitched it from the front part of the neckline. I then pinned the front and back shoulder. Sewed it by 1/4 inch. Trimmed the excess and sewed it by another 3/8 away from the right side facing. I pinned the bias binding to the armhole. Sewed it. After joining the armholes, I joined the sides using flat felt seams. And finally hemmed the top by folding in 1/4 and sewing it, and then doing another 1/4 seam, and the garment was complete. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.